everyone and welcome to the stream. So for those of you that don't know, we're at RedBull Ring this week. Short layout and the full layout, both going to be used. Might just have to wait for a few to get in the lobby. There's just been a lobby host change, so people just need to switch over lobbies. But it's supposed to be ready to get underway at 8 o'clock, so about 10 minutes time, just over. Hey Nicky, good luck tonight, mate. I think Baz and Kingy will want to give you the run for your money in this one this week. I noticed you were top after the first round, with those two both just 1 point behind you. How you finding the track in the NSX? Give you a quick insider. Kingy said turn 1 is a bit sketchy in the McGann, so he'll probably be upset if he finds out I've told you that, but that's good. Hopefully you can have another good result then, mate. I wonder who's going to get the most penalties tonight, because it's bound to happen at this track. There's going to be a few get quite a few, I reckon. Nice bit of flame in the dark there from that Ferrari of Bad Dogs. So what teams have we got in our lobby this week? We've got Transmission, United Sim Team, Silverbacks, Furious Free and Never Purple. So that's 3 of the teams that we had last week, but we've had 2 others drawn into our lobby this time that we didn't have last week. So that's Silverbacks and Furious Free. So Furious Free's Tim, King Gears and Baz in the MR cars, and I believe they're all in the McGann, I believe, those 3. And then we've got the Silverbacks of the other new team as well. They're in FRs, that's Ant Smasher, Gorilla Gaz and JDP. So I think they might all be in different cars, but I'm not sure. Most teams, I think, did pick different cars, didn't all pick the same, but I know the Furious 3 all picked the same. Evening, Ant. Good luck in the race, mate. And then we've got the 3 teams that we had last week in our lobby. Transmission, which is Crazy Birch, Hooligan, and They Call Me Jay. United Sim Team again, who are Asher, Dacia Simp and Dove's Grandad. And Never Purple, who we also had last week. That's Little Nicky's team. Yeah, Little Nicky, Ryan and Tahax. See how many names I can butcher tonight. I know some of them have better names in game than they have written down, because some of them have got the PSM, but some have got the Discord name. Hey Ray. Hopefully, same as usual, you can give us updates on King Gears if we've not got him on stream. So Poop Town's in again, so he's in for Never Purple, which he was last week. And Bad Dog's in for Call Me Jay last minute. So in Transmission Motorsport. like that livery on JDP's car. I'm presuming that's a Gaz livery by the looks of it. So who's his teammates? Gorilla Gaz, so we can't see his livery because he's in the pits. And Ant, where's Ant Smasher? Yes, I think all three of them are in a different car each. It's a nice livery as well. And then what's the livery on the other new team? So that's, where's Baz? There's Baz. I think Baz made these liveries, if I'm not mistaken. I think normally when he's in the team leagues, he makes the liveries for the team. So I presume it's Tim, yeah, different colour. So they've gone for each person has a different colour of the same livery by the looks of it. But said, I do believe they're all in the McGann, that team. And then Kingy's obviously in the pit, so we'll have a look at his livery after. Like everyone might be ready to go. Ryan's asking the last person to tick in, so we might get underway a little bit early today, which would be nice. Make a change. Normally we've had issues and some ends up starting a bit late because of the way this game is. Yeah, there's King is just asking if everyone's ready to go, so we're going to get underway soon with qualifying. So Bad Dogs jumped in last minute for They Call Me Jay. And Poop Town is covering again this week as well. Looks like Crazy Birch might have had an issue. Yeah, good luck, Anne. Good luck, Nikki. So for those that don't know, this first race is just a sprint race. 15 minutes if I'm not mistaken, and no tyre wear, no fuel, so it's just a straight up sprint around the short version of the track, and it will have qualifying. Second race is a longer 50-minute race around the full version of the track with fuel and tyres both at ×4, and that will be reverse grid, that one. Looks like everybody's back in again now, so we can get underway soon. Hopefully that's the last issues for Crazy Birch. So he's going to be bang on time getting underway. So let's see who gets out the pits first. And it's Kingy, the lobby host, gone straight away, so he's got out the pits first. So we'll go on board with Kingy for his first lap. Show us how it's done. Looks like there's still a few just leaving the pits now. With it being such a short track, there could be issues in qualifying with traffic. So you're going to want to get a good lap in when you get a chance, without a mistake, as we see King Gears around the final corner now then. So King Gears is going to lead him into turn 1 for qualifying. Be the first one to set the benchmark. And he says his car's a bit sketchy through turn 1, but didn't look anything wrong with it there. Again, as he's going to try and keep it tight to the right hand side. Feather the throttle and get back on the power over to the left, and then back on the power as early as possible. Just really rev this car out by the looks of it. But very good on the brakes, this car. So he shouldn't have any issues with braking too late and running wide unless he really pushes it. Well, that looks like a decent banker lap there from King Gears. Yeah, so he's going to cross the line first. So, Hooligan pulled out the way to serve his, because he had a penalty, I think, and car behind got stuck up behind him. That was Bad Dog, I believe. As Arden goes up into second, Asher just sets the time now. Hooligans just trying to let traffic by, I think, there. And Nicky looks like it. Oh no, Pooptown might not have set a lap yet either. So Nicky goes up to third with that lap. And let's see what Pooptown can do now then. As he goes up to 11th. We'll go back through the order as King is. That's how quick it is. He's coming to cross the line again. Doesn't improve that time. There's a few others up ahead. Here, Asher's the next one to cross the line. Will she improve? Yes, but not by much. Good consistency though there. Azant Smasher improves. Baz also improved on his lap there. Harrison improves. Let's see who else is about to come. Hooligan's about to cross the line. And that was his first lap, I think, after messing up that first one. And Crazy Birch didn't improve on her lap though. JDP improves on his lap. So just Pooptown left to cross the line now then, I believe. Was Tim got across again as Pooptown improves. No, Tim's serving a penalty there. Go back through everybody. We know Kingy leads through. And again, not improving, so he's done a really good first lap that he can't beat it, but that's the way to go. Let's see what Baz can do. Oh no, he's picked up half a second on that lap. So that lap wouldn't have counted, and now he's going to have to serve that penalty. So let's see what Nicky can... Oh, has Nicky just served the penalty? Nicky looked a bit slow there, so I think Nicky might have just served the penalty. So I don't think this is going to be a fast lap, but I had only just joined him, so maybe... Yeah, he's definitely served the penalty, I think, there, Nicky. As Arden's the closest to Kingy is here. So let's see whether Arden can do anything. I'm guessing Arden, that might be a good car for this track. I know the Aston Martin used to always be a good car at Red Bull in both Group 4 and Group 3. He's not able to improve on his lap there as Little Nicky picks up yet another penalty and he's not going to be able to serve it, so that's not good for Nicky there. As Tim improves, where's that put Tim up to 10th? Oh, but then Crazy Birch improves as... Oh no, Love's Grandad it was that improved, so he's jumped up to 9th. One with Gorilla Gaz now then, final lap, so let's see where everybody is. We've got King Gears, someone in front of him about to cross the line as well. Bit of a slide for King Gears, really pushing it to the limit now. But he does improve just, but not by much. Right, we've got Arden's coming across the line soon, and there is someone in front of him as well. Not sure who that is. So let's see if they improve. It's Asher, and Asher does improve. So Asher into 5th as Arden gets a penalty on a final corner, so he's not going to improve. Little Nicky's got a penalty, so he's not going to improve. Baz has finished, so he's not going to improve as Tim improves there. And so does Gorilla Gaz up to 4th place. Great lap from Gorilla Gaz there. Have we got anyone else still out doing a lap? It does not look like it. It looks like everybody has done their laps now then. So we're going to have King Gears on pole, followed by Arden in 2nd, Little Nicky in 3rd, Gorilla Gaz in 4th, Baz in 5th, Asher in 6th, Paddison in 7th, Ant Smasher in 8th, Dove's Grandad in 9th, Tim in 10th, Crazy Birch in 11th, Bad Dog in 12th, JDP 13th, Pooptown 14th, and Hooligan in 15th. So there'll be no tyre wear or fuel in this race, so 15-minute sprint. So Kingy's obviously got the advantage with being at the front here. He will want to try and run away and not pick up any penalties early on, because if he does, he'll slide back down through the pack, and that'll make his job much harder in this race. Yeah, Sexy Silverback Gaz is absolutely flying by the looks of it. Be nice to see Gaz get a good result. Hopefully he can keep it near the front, and I'm presuming that car will be decent on the longer version of this track, because I believe it's a fairly quick car in a straight line, because that's the old Sylvia, isn't it, I believe, that Gaz is in. Evening, Paul. Look at that, Paul, you'll be impressed. Gaz up in 4th place there, only 3/10 off King Gears on pole. Yeah, hopefully you can get the same in the race as well, and maybe move on to the podium. But there could be a bit of carnage into turn 1 in this one. Red Bull can always bring up a bit of carnage in turn 1. Kingy with a mega lap there, but all them times just after him 2nd to 4th, there's only a stone's throw between those guys. I think even to 5th with Baz as well was not far off. So, presuming same as usual off the start, we're probably going to lose the view that we want. Hey Phil, how's it going? And we do. Let's quickly get back in. So we timed that perfectly to see the start. Hopefully they can all keep it clean at the start here. Go back through so we can see the group. We are 3 or 4 wide, but everybody has kept it clean through the start there by the looks of it. Gaz unfortunately losing a couple of places off the start, but he is on the inside line. See how Kingy's got away at the start. Kingy's got away really well. He's already over the 2nd ahead, so Kingy's got a really good start there. He's already pulled away. Hey Ginger. And Arden is going to then try and keep it with him as Nicky and Baz battling for position already. But Nicky might have been forced wide with Baz showing a nose there, putting him under pressure. But then it looks like Baz might go wide as Nicky does pick up the penalty. Does Baz get away with his? Sorry, he does by the looks of it. So not the greatest start from Nicky, picking up a penalty on lap 1. We got any other penalties on lap 1? We have Addison has picked one up. But Owen So's hooligan at the back, unfortunately, as Kingy's already starting to run away with this one after 1 lap. This is going to kill little Nicky now. He's going to have to serve his slow down. Let's see how many places he loses, because that pack is right up behind him. So he serves that penalty. He might only... Yes, he holds on to 5th, just ahead of Gaz by the looks of it there. As runs wide again, and so does Gaz, so they might both have penalties here. And Nicky wide again. Yeah, Nicky does pick up a 2nd of penalties there. So it's not going well for Nicky already here. I mean, if you did a shot for every time I said penalty in this race and in the other race, I think you'd be dead within about 10 minutes, right? And Nicky picking up another half a second. Let's leave Nicky alone now, and let's watch this battle for 3rd place between Baz and Asher here, as it looks like King Ears and Arden have pulled a fair gap to the rest of the cars now. But I think I saw a penalty up ahead. Yes, Arden has got a penalty now then, so that's going to bring him back into the clutches of Baz and Asher here, as they both look like they're keeping it clean on the track. But Asher's all over the back of Baz here, so will she go for the move into turn 1? Baz is going to defend the inside. Tiny bit of contact door banging down the straight, but nothing in that as Baz keeps the inside. But Asher got, what a move by Asher there, all the way around the outside of Baz at turn 1. Not a move you expect to pull off, so great move there. Baz with the better braking car, you would have expected to hold that on the inside, but maybe he was a bit too cautious going into turn 1 there. Yeah, I think you would, Ray. And Gaz has moved back up to 5th place now with, let's see where Nicky's dropped. Oh, Nicky's dropped down to 10th, unfortunately. Them penalties have absolutely killed him. So Tim's now all up on the back of him, looking for the move now to get up into that top 10. So this is one hell of a battle from Ant in 7th, and we all know Ant's strengths is defending, so Ant might not be willing to work with people here and get forward. He might battle it to try and keep that 7th place, so good luck for these guys behind trying to get by. But that's one hell of a battle of cars for that 7th position there. Looks like there's 5 of them in that battle as Harrison picks up a penalty there. So let's just move back more towards the front and see what's going on. Gaz has dropped off the back, and so's Dove's granddad. So Gaz and Dove's granddad will be wanting to get onto the back of Baz as soon as they can. Baz is still all over Asher here, and Asher has closed up to Arden now, so let's see this week if they work together as a team. Last week they did a little bit of battling in maybe unexpected areas where we thought they might work together being teammates. And Kingy now has a 4.5 second lead, so Kingy got a great start and got away from that battle early on, and that's really served him well there. So he can now just cruise around and make sure he doesn't pick up penalties, and he should be on for a fairly easy win in this one. But this podium battle is Gaz is right back in the slipstream now. So if Dove's granddad can get in there, this will be a 5-car battle for the final 2 podium positions here, as we're 5 minutes into this 15-minute race now then. So a third of the way through, 10 minutes left to go. Looks like the penalties might have calmed down a little bit, as Ant and Nicky there, sorry, side by side. And Ant's been left out to dry there trying to defend that position, because he's ended up out of position, allowing 2 other cars past as well. So he's lost out to Tim and Harrison from that situation, but he's still right in there in that battle. As it looks like, has little Nicky pulled a... No, he's not. Who's that? That's Bad Dog that's pulled away from that pack that was in a battle for 7th. But Nicky will be wanting to hunt him down, I'm sure. Because Nicky obviously started this right near the front and got them penalties early on. So he will be wanting to get back up towards the front and maybe get back in this podium battle. But it might be a bit of a stretch for him, as we still see this battle for the last 2 podium positions, as Asha has got past her teammate Arden now then. And then Baz and Gaz both just behind. Kingy now 51.9, so we'll be pulling a bigger gap. Yeah, he's got that gap up to 6 seconds. He's cruising now, he's Kingy by the looks of it. As Gaz unfortunately picks up a penalty there. So that's not good for him. That's going to drop him back behind Dove's granddad maybe when he serves that. And obviously he's dropped out of this battle for the podium already. So he's going to have to put some good laps in to catch back up to this podium battle after serving that penalty. Let's just check back down the field. Bad Dog's still stuck in that bit of no man's land, but Nicky ain't catching him. Maybe he's coming under pressure from those cars behind, which is Harrison and Tim very close together, but Tim may have just got a penalty at the first corner there. He went very wide there. Yes, he has. So that's probably going to allow Ant Smasher back through on Tim, and possibly Crazy Birch as well. With JDP Gaming not too far behind either. And then Pooptown and Hooligan aren't far off each other, as Pooptown's going to serve a penalty. So there's a few little battles going on here. So Tim doesn't have to serve that penalty this lap, so he'll serve it on the next lap. So Ant and Crazy Birch need to make sure they don't pick up a penalty now, as Crazy Birch was very close there, but I think that was okay. Let's see, does a penalty flash up? No, so that was okay there. But Tim has obviously got his penalty to serve, as Little Nicky has now pulled a gap on these guys. So, but he has picked up another penalty. So he's chasing after Bad Dog now, and then he's picked up a penalty again. And he's purple, so he's flying Nicky, but picking up penalties. He's just going to drop him back into the clutches of those cars behind that he's just got away from. As Tim is going to serve his penalty. Let's see if Ant Smasher and Crazy Birch can get by. They're going to be 2 by 2 going into the final 2 corners here. But Tim does manage to keep it, as Crazy Birch runs wide by the looks of it there. Maybe Crazy Birch and Ant battled too much there and couldn't take advantage of Tim serving a penalty. And Crazy Birch did pick up a penalty there. So Nicky's going to have to serve his penalty, but he should be all right. But he's got another half a second to make that up to 1 second. But he should be enough that he stays ahead of Addison. So he's flying Nicky, but he's flying because he's cutting the track by the looks of it. Definitely highest penalty taker so far, I believe. So let's see, as Gaz and Dove's granddad having a good battle for 5th and 6th here. But they have dropped off that podium battle, unfortunately. So 5 minutes left in this one. They're probably not going to work together now. They're probably going to just battle it out for 5th place, I imagine. As Gaz runs wide, so Gaz, unless he lifts, which it doesn't look like he does. So Gaz is going to pick up a half a second penalty there, I imagine. No, maybe he did lift then. Didn't look like he did much, but maybe he did have a big lift to prevent getting that penalty. He has dropped off out of slipstream, so maybe he did lift. So let's look at this podium battle now, as Baz has dropped off the top 3 there. But Asher and Arden, the teammates, are still one behind the other. So let's see if they work together to keep these 2 podium spots. It does like that look like they're happy to stay behind each other for now. And Baz picks up a penalty, so that's not going to do him good in chasing down that final podium place. So that's him going to drop off there, so that might be his last chance at a podium gone now. Because there's only 4 minutes left in this one, so we're talking 4 or 5 laps. Because we're probably 5 laps left with where they are on the track, so... Well, it more depends where Kingy is on the track as well, I suppose. And let's see Kingy now, yeah, 8 seconds, so Kingy's well in the lead easy here, and I say cruising, but he's putting in some mega lap times and mega consistency, so he's cruising at one hell of a speed as well, as Asher and Arden now being teammates, but now they've got a gap to the cars behind. They may choose to battle it out for second and third here, but hopefully they can do that without hindering each other's race, as Baz is going to have to serve his penalty, so that's going to drop him probably 2.5 seconds behind these two, so that's probably going to be too much for him to catch up now, unfortunately. So he's going to be in a bit of no man's land in 4th place probably. Dove's Grandad and Gaz are still battling away here, as Gaz might go wide. No, Dove's Grandad goes wide. Gaz slows right down to keep it on the track. That could be the difference now. Dove's Grandad's likely to pick up... No, Dove's Grandad's took a massive... He does still pick up the penalty, though. I was going to say, it looked like he run wide at the final corner as well, but it looked like he took a big lift to try and not get the penalty. But he has still got it. So Gaz just has to wait now. But Gaz has got the switch back at turn 1. Great move by Gaz there. So Gaz up into 5th place. And Dove's Grandad is going to have to serve a 1-second penalty on this lap as well. So Gaz can now run away and just keep it clean and get that 5th place now, as Little Nicky is caught all over the back of Bad Dog now. So Little Nicky, who started near the front and got them bad penalties on the first couple of laps, has now got to try and get back up into 7th. And I don't think they're quite going to be close enough to catch up to Dove's Grandad, but if Nicky can get past Bad Dog quickly here, he might be able to chase Dove's Grandad down, especially if Dove's Grandad picks up another penalty. Let's see, is Nicky going to go to the move in turn 1? He does. He moves to the inside of the track now then, and he looks like he's going to get that easily done. He does. Bad Dog decides to tuck back in behind him for the switchback, and he does get the switchback by the looks of it. So Bad Dog's going to have the inside for the next corner now, but Nicky's going to try and hold it round the outside. Can he do it? Yes, he does. Great driving there from Nicky. So he does get that move done in the end, but he runs a bit wide there, so Bad Dog might get the run on him again here. So Nicky might have to go defensive into the penultimate corner. No, it looks like he's able to stay on line, and Bad Dog's going to follow him through now then. Oh, see you, Ginger. Hopefully see you back in later, mate. Yeah, so Nicky now, this is going to be the final lap probably. So Nicky's going to be chasing down Dove's Grandad, but he's probably not going to be able to get him here. So let's go back to the front, as Arden and Asher are battling, and Arden has got back through on Asher. So they've got a decent gap to Baz, sorry, so that's why they probably chose to battle. But if they're not careful, Baz might get back up on him, because these guys might get another lap in, as Kingy is going to come across the line to do another lap. So let's see what Arden and Asher, will they get another lap in? I think they will. And Baz probably will behind him. It's going to be close though. So Arden gets another lap, Asher gets another lap, and Baz gets another lap. So they're the last ones, as Gorilla Gaz is first to cross the line in 5th. Dove's Grandad in 6th with Little Nicky just behind him, and then Bad Dog. Then we've got Harrison in 9th with Tim right behind him in 10th. Crazy Birch in 11th with Ant Smasher 12th. JDP Gaming going to bring it home in 13th. Hooligan in 14th. Pooktown's going to... Oh no, Pooktown gets reset. That was a bit weird, as King Gears is going to come round. So King Gears takes the win there. Arden has stayed ahead of Asher, and Asher's dropped back, but Baz is all over the back of Asher now. They need to make sure they don't get a penalty on. It's Baz that gets a penalty, as he's pushing to try and put pressure on. So, Kingy first, Arden second, Asher third, Baz fourth, Gaz fifth, Dove's Grandad sixth, Nicky seventh, Bad Dog eighth, Harrison ninth, Tim in 10th, Crazy Birch in 11th, Ant Smasher in 12th, JDP in 13th, Hooligan in 14th, and Poop Town in 15th. So great race there, plenty of penalties like we thought. Yeah, great race in that, Paul. Yeah, Gaz did well to get back to a 5th place. He didn't have a very good start, unfortunately. But Arden and Asher are going to have picked up good points for their team, and Kingy and Baz picking up good points for their team as well. See if they can do the same in the longer race. Yeah, I would agree with that statement, Nicky. Penalties on lap 1 and 2 is probably not a good idea at this track because you just drop yourself through the pack and makes qualifying pointless. Yeah, I think he just went past Poop Town before the line by the looks of it. Ray, that might be where Poop Town got reset, maybe trying to get out the way of King Gears or something. We've just got to wait for GT stupid not ending the race after everyone's finished and having to wait for the timer, unfortunately. You know, a simple feature that should still be in the game from sport, but no, in 7, why would it be that easy? And there we go, race finished now then. And there King Ears, pole position, clean race and the win. Thought he had fastest lap as well, but maybe that got nicked off him at the end. So obviously we'll go to the long version of the track now, and it'll be ×4 tyre wear, ×4 fuel as well. And it will be reverse grid of the results of that race. So Kingy will have to make his way through from the back. And that might not be an easy task in the McGann. But we'll see. Kingy is very good at being patient and getting through traffic. So he might be able to do that without an issue. Yeah, you did really well there, Gaz. Shame about getting swamped a little bit at the start. But 5th place, good result. So we're going to have a 5-minute break then by the looks of it before starting the next race. Let's see if anyone's gone out on track. Yeah, Baz has gone out on track, so we'll just watch Baz now then. Baz has gone out on the track on soft tyres, whereas it looks like a lot of the other guys have changed to mediums, so maybe Baz is going to try the softs first, others are going to go for the mediums. If last week is anything to go by, the choice is going to be medium softs or medium probably. Soft is probably too much tyre wear on most cars. the medium tyres you do have to run though, actually. So, but you only have to run them for 5 laps. So I suppose the alternate strategy would be 5 laps on mediums and then 2 stints on softs. But look, going off last week, it looked like the better strategy was either the double medium or the medium soft. So is Phil Pooptown then, I'm presuming? Yeah, hopefully you can get a good start, run away and disappear, and nice easy cruise round for P1. It looks like Kingy's getting everybody ready to start this race now. Oh, only just noticed that Ant, yeah, 8th to 12th. Yeah, it was a good little battle between a bunch of you there. It was easy to lose a lot of positions, but there was always the opportunity to gain a few as well. So there was always going to be someone lose out in that bunch of cars. So it looks like they're just waiting for one more to enter by the looks of it. Hopefully we can have a clean turn 1 again, because as I said earlier, turn 1 can be a bit sketchy at this track, but reverse grid, so obviously always makes turn 1 a bit more scary. It looks like we've got 14 of the 15 entered, so they'll just be waiting for one more. And there we go, it looks like we've got all 15 in now. So I'm presuming this race will be getting underway very soon. No worries, Phil. Yeah, that's why they have the 5-minute break for people, so you are able to go for a break if you need it, nip the toilet or whatever, so it's not an issue. So probably just waiting for Kingy's message, asking if everybody's ready, and then we'll probably be getting underway. Oh, hey Jay. Shame that you ended up missing out on this one. But I think they said Bad Dog's in for you, is he? So hopefully you can cheer Bad Dog on for a good result for you. Hopefully he can bring home a good result on your behalf in this one. He was middle of the pack in the first race, 7th if I'm not mistaken, so Oh, and there we go. Kingy has started it. Didn't give us much warning as he normally does there. So let's hope for not too much carnage at the start at turn 1 here. So we're going to have to do our usual back out. Let's go part way through the pack a little bit, see how it goes. Looks like everyone gets away clean, but going to be 3 wide. As someone does get bumped off, unfortunately, there. But looks like they get back on no problem. And I don't see any penalties flashing up, so they got away with that running wide because of the contact. It looks like everybody's got through clean now, as Ant Smasher has taken the lead off the start here. So Ant Smasher will be wanting to try and break away now, and obviously try and get as much distance as he can, while some of these faster guys at the back try and get through. Which, let's see if those that, unfortunately, Gaz has not had the best start, ended up at the back here. So hopefully he can work his way through. And Bad Dog has dropped back down as well. Arden and Kingy still near the back, as Nicky drops down a couple of places there. And Asher also. So Baz of the backpack is probably the one with the best start. He's managed to get through the pack really quickly here, and he is up into 4th place already in this one. As we see someone off in the background. Who was that now then? That was Hooligan, unfortunately. Andy picks up a half a second penalty for that as well. So an unfortunate start for Hooligan there. As Gaz and Nicky trying to get by Dove's granddad here now then. Looks like Nicky's going to go for the move into turn 1. What's Gaz going to do? Is he going to make it 3 wide? No, he's going to try and follow Nicky through, I think. Yeah, he's going to keep it to the inside and follow Nicky through. Good driving from Baz there, and he gets the run out of turn 1 on Nicky. So superb driving from Gaz there, but he might have to defend this now. But this is a real group of cars at the back here. So Gaz now got JDP to get by, and he is to the inside, and he gets a tiny bump from behind. But he's okay with that, and he does get the run on JDP there. So Baz working his way through from the back of the pack very well there, as Nicky is trying to get by JDP as well. But he is going to be on the outside of this one, which is not going to be an easy move to make. Yeah, that was intense, Enray. Good bit of driving from everybody there as well to keep it clean. So let's move back up the field. Let's see how Kingy's doing. Just about to pass Pook Town, and he does manage to get by. And now him and Arden are moving through the pack together by the looks of it here. And Asher has already got past Harrison, but Arden and Kingy will be looking to get past Harrison next. As Asher's now looking to chase down Baz. As Crazy Birch goes wide in front of Baz, so that'll probably be a penalty. And Baz might get the run on Crazy Birch here now. It looks like he will, as Tim and Ant going side by side. Looks like Ant defending into turn 1. See what they do. Tim's forcing him narrow, but they both move back to the outside, and Tim goes for the cutback by the looks of it, as it looks like Ant might have gone wide there. So Ant might pick up a penalty now, and Tim just gets to his inside by the looks of it. But is he going to have the straight line speed in that car to stay there? He is, so Tim's going to have the inside now. But can Ant? Oh yeah, Ant manages to brake a bit later and hold that outside line. And he just comes across a bit, clips that curb. But luckily they both stay on track here, as Baz did get past Crazy Birch there. So Baz is all over the back of these two with them fighting now. So Baz has come to join the party at the front of this race. So of those that started at the back, Baz is the first one to get into this battle for the lead. So Baz has the advantage, I believe, at the moment in this race. But it's his teammate Tim, so will Tim let Baz by to have a go at Ant and try and follow Baz, his teammate, through? Or will Baz stay behind Tim and try and help Tim get by Ant? Let's see what happens. If you're going to let someone by, you're probably going to do it down into turn 1. So we'll see what happens between Tim and Baz. What tyres is Arden on? I'll go back and check in a minute, Ray. Let's see, does Tim... Yes, it looks like Tim might let Baz by here as Baz pulls to the inside. No, he doesn't. I thought with Baz pulling... Oh, and Baz has just punted his teammate from behind by the looks of it. Luckily, they both stay on track, and Ant manages to run away a bit as we see an incident behind. And that's Crazy Birch, unfortunately. So, let's see, Arden. Arden is on the soft tyres. Kingy's on the mediums. As there's a little bit of door banging there between the two of them. Looked a little bit glitchy as Kingy... Oh, I think Kingy, unfortunately, there might have spun Arden, but he does wait for him. Arden luckily gets going fairly quickly. It looked like on the run up to that corner as though the cars got caught together a little bit there, which was a bit weird. And then on exit, there was just the minorest of contact, and luckily both of them survived that one. As little Nicky is right up behind him now, but he's got a half a second penalty. This is a really big group of cars, this. With Dove's Grandad at the back and Gorilla Gaz looking to work his way through this pack as well. So a lot of battling going on in the midfield at the moment as Asher's on her own now chasing after Baz. Tim has now let Baz by the looks of it. But I think Tim had a penalty, unfortunately, from where Baz knocked him wide. So, but his teammate is by now, so Baz will be trying to pull Tim along and help Tim get by Ant, I imagine. But it does look like Asher might be catching him here. She is. That gap's definitely come down from Asher, I think. So Asher's catching this front three up. And I'm sure Baz will be trying to reel in Ant here as well and pull Tim along while he does so. So let's see, Arden and Kingy have broke away from this pack a little bit now then. But Arden may be defending this a bit too much here because these two will want to be chasing down the front of that pack. So let's see what Kingy does here. Will he try and get a run on Arden to go for the move? No, Arden's going to go defensive again, but Kingy backs off early there. So that's Kingy staying to Arden there. I think that he wants to just move forward in this race, even if they have to do it together. But let's see if Arden gets that message. Because it looks like Arden wants to fight this position. But I'm sure Kingy will just bide his time and get past when he gets a chance. The only thing for Kingy here, the longer it takes him to get past Arden, obviously the harder it's going to be for him to chase down, as it looks like they're going side by side again. So Arden looks like he's really defending this one hard. So Kingy probably going to just put the pressure on and maybe go for a switch back at some point, or possibly try and force Arden into a mistake. Blitz, you're not allowed on this channel, mate. Nice to see you, mate. As it looks like Kingy does get on the inside of Arden there. So Kingy is going to have the inside down into turn 2 now. So he should be able to get this move done. As it looks like there was a little bit of door banging again, but no, the straight line speed of that Aston gets Arden back ahead of Kingy. So Kingy's really struggling to get by. He's not quite got the top end speed down the straights to make the overtake stick here. Yeah, so Kingy's getting a bit annoyed because Arden's defending so much. He's very slow out of turn 1. But because of the power of that car, Kingy just can't get past him into turn 2. So Kingy needs to get by before turn 1, I think. And then he should be able to run away and chase after that front group. As Baz now is all over the back of Ant, but Ant's going to have to serve a penalty. So this is good news for Baz and Tim, because Baz and Tim should be able to get past Ant. But it's going to be very close with Tim now then. Let's see where Tim is in relation to Ant. No, Ant does manage to filter back in behind Baz. But Tim is right on the back of him again now. And Asher is nearly on the back of these two now as well. So now that Baz has got up into the lead, Baz might have a chance to run away, but it's not the fastest car in the straight as we saw with Kingy. So Ant might be able to reply if he can quickly. And he does look like Ant gets a good turn 1, so Ant might be able to have a go at Baz now into turn 2. Hey Clarky, mate. Yeah, Arden's on softs, Ray. As Tim puts Ant under pressure, so that prevents him going for the move on his teammate. But Tim might have got a penalty there. He was very wide out of turn 2. He gets the move done, but he does pick up a penalty, unfortunately. And Ant will have the inside line. So Tim's going to drop back down to 3rd, possibly. No, the brakes of that McGann keep him ahead, but they're still side by side here. Is Ant going to back out with it being awkward? But Asher's looking to take advantage of this. And it looks like there was a double bit of contact on Tim there, unfortunately. Not quite sure what happened. It looked like maybe Ant got a touch from Asher, but Ant definitely made contact with the back of Tim that caused Tim to slide a little bit, which is not what Tim needed. And then Asher made a bit of contact that probably helped straighten Tim's car out a little bit, but would have still slowed him down more. But that's Tim behind his other teammate Kingy now then. So Kingy's going to want to... So Kingy's has got past Arden now then before turn 1. Can he go for the move on Ant? Let's see. Will he be able to outbrake Ant? No, he's going to have to sit behind Ant at turn 1. But Ant goes wide. So great for Kingy there. Kingy gets by and so does Arden. So that's great news for Kingy there after struggling to get past Arden for a while. He's now just got past Ant and Arden in the space of 2 corners. As Tim looked like he was flashing away at Ant there and maybe a bit annoyed with the incident that happened, but I'm not quite sure. It didn't look anything malicious. It didn't look the biggest amount of contact. It was unfortunate for Tim though. But Tim needs to maybe stay calm and look to get that position back because he's still well in the fight here. And Kingy now putting Asher under pressure. And Baz has now got a 3.5 second lead. So Baz is comfortable, but his teammate is now coming for him as his teammate gets past it. After being stuck behind cars for a fair few laps, Kingy has just gone from 5th or 6th all the way up to 2nd in the space of a lap. So Kingy biding his time there, not getting frustrated while being stuck behind cars, and then took his chance when it's come and got past 4 of them in one go. So great driving there from Kingy. He's going to want to try and chase after his teammate now then, who is also on the medium tyres. So the front 2 now are both on mediums. Then we've got teammates Asher and Arden, with Asher on mediums and Arden on softs. As Asher goes wide, so Arden might get that position back on Asher there, which it looks like he will. So, and Asher has picked up a penalty, so that's good news for Tim. Tim might be able to get back up into a 4th place here and maybe try and stick with Arden. And Ant now in 6 on the mediums. What's Tim on? Tim is on mediums as well. Ant's tyre wear is really bad in that car, unfortunately for Ant. So he will probably have to put another set of mediums on in this race. Then we've got little Nicky now chasing Ant down on mediums as well. Nicky will be wanting to get on the back of these front cars. He's probably feeling he's not having the best 2 races here, but he's not miles away from this fight, so he could easily still be on for the podium here, Nicky, if he can get through the traffic a bit quicker and not pick up any penalties. Then we've got a good little battle going on for 8th here. Dove's Grandad, Gorilla Gaz and Bad Dog. And they are all on mediums as well. We then have Harrison and on mediums and JDP on mediums, both having a bit of a battle. Crazy Birch on mediums in a bit of no man's land, unfortunately. Pooptown on mediums with Hooligan very close behind him on the softs. So they're having a good little battle at the back here. Let's go back to the front. That gap is coming down to Baz. So Baz has got the lead, but he's being chased down by his teammate here. And he does pick up a penalty for running wide at turn 1. So Kingy's going to be all over Baz soon. So Baz may let him by here just with being teammates, because Kingy's flying at the moment. Arden, Kingy's pulling away from Arden, but Arden's trying to keep up as Asher has dropped back. So Tim, Ant and Nicky might be the battle to watch at the moment, as those three are very, very close together here, and they're not far behind Asher. As Ant looks to the inside, but Tim's car with the much better brakes, that move's not on. But he might have let Nicky by here, Ant going for that. Let's see, does Nicky get the run? He does. Yeah, Ant going for that move, hung himself out to dry a little bit there, and that's allowed Nicky through. As Ant just touches the grass there and does well to hold it. So Nicky has made his way through there. So Nicky now will be trying to get past Tim and Asher if he can. But Ant might get the run on him again. No. As Tim's looking for the move on Asher. So Asher, after a good start in this race and a good first race, is now starting to struggle as Tim gets by. And she's picked up a penalty, and Nicky gets by as well. So Ant can hopefully stay close to the back and possibly get by when Asher serves a penalty. But looks like Nicky might have had contact from Asher there. Not quite sure with that one. But he does get away without a penalty, which normally means there was contact made. So he's now going to defend the inside up into turn 2. And he's going to hold that position as Asher tries to go around the outside. And that's going to leave Asher a sitting duck to Tim by the looks of it. As Tim just dips 2 wheels on the grass, as I don't think Asher noticed him go for it there. And Ant's now on the outside, so these guys are 3 wide. No, Tim has got through. Asher goes for a bit of a send and goes way too deep into that corner and lets Asher and Tim by. But Nicky makes a mistake also and drops back. Little bit of flashing of lights there, which we don't like to see. And Asher is now going to have to serve the penalty. So, yeah, Nicky now doing a bit of flashing of lights from it. Was the contact there again between Asher and Ant there by the looks of it? So Asher coming to serve the penalty now. So Ant and Nicky should both get by, which they do. And Ant and Nicky are side by side. So after things going well for Nicky, they've then gone a bit poor. As he gets really bumped from behind by Asher there. Asher needs to cool this down a little bit, maybe being a bit too aggressive. Had a good start to the race, looks like they're struggling now, and maybe just trying to outbrake everybody, which is causing a little bit of carnage here. As Nicky gets bumped off the track again there. Let's see if he gets away with it again, this time because of the contact, and it looks like he does, but Ant has picked up a penalty there. So it's all kicking off in this top 5 battle here, as Tim has picked up a penalty. So Nicky will want to get back up onto Tim now then, and chase down a podium spot, because Nicky has got the pace for the podium spot. Tim is going to have to serve a penalty, and he's dropped back, and Kingy's all over Baz now. So let's see what these teammates at the front of the pack do. Baz, obviously, they've got a big gap to the cars behind, so I'm presuming no team orders, but they're going to want to make sure they don't ruin each other's race, because they should have an easy 1-2 on here with the gap that they've got to the cars behind. So they won't want to give the 1-2 away, but they will both want to win the race themselves. So we'll just stay with these two for a little bit to see what happens. And then we'll go back down through the order and see what's going on. So Kingy looks happy to sit behind Baz at the moment, it seems. Maybe looking for Baz to make a mistake. But he does look quite content just sitting behind in the slipstream as it stands, maybe saving a bit of fuel. No, it looks like Baz has got better fuel. So yeah, let's see now. Will there be defensive manoeuvres and attempts at manoeuvres, or are they just going to stay behind each other? No, they're just going to stay. So they're content at the moment, just lapping together. So that'll maybe get interesting later on in the race. But as it stands, the two teammates look quite happy to sit one behind the other in first and second place for now, as Arden is dropping off, and Tim might be gaining on Arden a little bit here. And Nicky has definitely gained on Tim, but he's picked up a half a second penalty now. And he has pulled away from Asher, who also has a penalty. Ant Smasher then has dropped away as well, and he's dropped back into the clutches of Bad Dog, Gaz, and Dove's Grandad's little battle here. And Bad Dog was at the back of this little battle, so Bad Dog has got through. So Bad Dog will be looking to get by Ant now and move up into 7th place by the looks of it. Yeah, Blitzwell. Also, it's nice to see that Baz's team have all picked the same card again, eh? But I think when you get a team, if it works well, people like to stay in that team, obviously. But there are a few different teams. As bad. Oh, Ant's pitted. I was going to say, where's Ant disappeared off to? But Ant has come into the pits. And Dove's Grandad has come into the pits as well. So their car's struggling on fuel by the looks of it, maybe. But Baz and Kingy at the front. Kingy's closer now. But no, Kingy is happy to just sit behind his teammate at the moment. I don't know if I'd be happy about this if I was Baz, because to me, that shows Kingy's confident in his pace later on in the race, which is why he's happy to just sit behind his teammate now, because both of them will want the win in this one, I imagine. And they have got a fair gap back to 3rd place, so as long as they don't punt each other off the track, they shouldn't have any issues. And I mean, the tyre wear doesn't look bad at all here. Well, not on the mediums anyway, or not on that Megane. I mean, Arden's tyre wear looks pretty bad. So Arden's going to probably go on to the mediums till the end of the race after this. But he's nearly out of fuel, so he's going to need to get to that halfway mark before pitting. But Kingy and Baz are definitely going to go on softs. Their tyre wear looks incredible. Tim has dropped. No, Tim has caught up to Arden, so Tim is lapping faster than Arden at the moment, because Arden's on them very, very worn soft tyres. And Arden's made a mistake there, and Tim's really closed back up. So we could have a 1, 2, 3 for the Furious 3 on the track very soon, if Tim can get past Arden. And little Nicky is right up behind and wanting to steal the party, though. He will be wanting that final podium place for himself. As someone kindly gets out the way there. Not quite sure who that was. I think that's Poop Town, is it, in the NSX? So Nicky's going to have to serve his penalty this time round. But Tim is looking for the move on Arden now. And Tim has got the inside line on Arden. But Arden is going to try and hold it round the outside, but he's not able to. And Nicky gets the run, but unfortunately he's going to have to serve his penalty. But Arden with the better straight line speed is going to have the inside on Tim again, but Tim with the car that's good under brakes can get him on the brakes there and just swoop ahead of him as Kingy comes into the pits. So Kingy's going for the undercut on his teammate by the looks of it there, as Arden comes into the pits as well, which is good news for Nicky. So Nicky's going to look to chase down Tim now, but Nicky is low on fuel, so Tim shouldn't have to put as much in the pit stop. They're all probably going to fuel up full by the looks of it. But Asher is also into the pit, so Gaz up into 4th place with people pitting, but Gaz is going to have to pit soon as well. Looking at most of this, his medium tyre wear doesn't look that bad, so I'm saying most cars should be able to go on to softs till the end. As Pooptown Hooligan are both on softs, JDP on softs, so these have all pitted by the looks of it. Dove's Grandad on mediums, and he has pitted, so maybe he's just playing it safe, or maybe that was one of the cars struggling on tyre wear. Asher's going to come out onto the softs. Bad Dog on the softs now, so he's pitted as well. Arden onto the mediums, yes, because he was using the softs in his first stint, and the tyre wear for him was really bad, so he needs the mediums really. Ant Smasher onto the softs and up into 7th place. So Ant Smasher pitted early and has jumped a few places by the looks of it. Kingy is in 6 as Baz comes into the pit. So let's stay on Kingy as now and see if he's got that undercut on Baz, because it doesn't look like he's in any traffic. So as long as he doesn't catch Harrison at a bad point, but Harrison will probably, yeah, I'm guessing Harrison's going to come into the pits. So hopefully Kingy won't get affected by him. Yeah, Nicky, it looked, I mean, it looked very, very aggressive. Going to have to check the replay to know fully what happened, but there did look like some aggressive driving, which is obviously not what we want to see. As Baz is now coming out the pits and Kingy's coming round turn 1. So let's see where they end up. Kingy's round turn 1, Baz is out the pit, and Kingy gets himself a penalty at turn 1, and he wiggles the car to show his frustrations there. He does exactly what he needed to do and jumped Baz in the pits, but has gone and picked up a half a second penalty in the process. So will Baz get back past his teammate when he serves his penalty? It's going to be very close. I think he will get by him. So Ant now up in. So Ant's pitch stops worked really well for him. He's up into 4th. Nicky is in 5th now. He's pitted. So Nicky will be wanting to get past Ant without being held up because he's undercut Tim. So if Tim can come into the pits and get... So this is the next one to watch, is will Nicky get held up by Ant? Because if he does, then he won't be able to jump Tim. But Arden is going to be very, very close to Tim as well by the looks of it. Yeah, exactly what Ray said, Nicky. If you feel, check the replay after the race, but wait till you've calmed down to check it. And then if you feel there was anything that needs reporting, report it, and we will have a look at it. So let's see where Nicky comes out compared. So he has now caught up to Ant, so he's not been held up yet, but he might get held up through turn 1. Let's see. Yeah, Tim's coming out the pit, so I think Tim's going to come out ahead of little Nicky here. So Ant's had a great pit phase by the looks of it. He's really jumped up by pitting early, so Ant's done a great job in that pit phase, and Tim's got out quite a way ahead of Nicky, so Nicky must have been held up a fair bit throughout his out laps, and he has now picked up another half a second, so frustrating for Nicky here. But actually Nicky's not put enough fuel in, has he? Nicky's going to have to go on to softs again. No, that's Ant I'm on board with. Sorry, Ant's gonna... That's why Ant's jumped so many positions, because he's not put as much fuel in. So Ant's gonna have to stop again for another set of softs. So, Ant, to be honest, Ant needs to not battle with Nicky here, because he's on the strategy that means you've got to go flat out. So Ant needs to lose as little time as possible here. Hey Ginger again. GT7 Ginger. All our leagues now have moved on to GT7. The lobbies are not as bad as they used to be. They're still not perfect, but they're much better than the state they used to be in, thankfully. So we've got a 1-2-3 for the Furious 3 now, and Kingy has kept his lead over Baz, and he's now pulling away. So Kingy now looks like he's going to go for the race win in both race 1 and 2 here. But I'm sure Baz will want to have something to say about that before the end of the race. But they are teammates, so they're not going to do anything to hinder each other's race. And Tim is going to be under a hell of a lot of pressure. Ant's got less fuel, so Ant should be faster in the straights. Plus, he's got a faster car in the straights anyway. And obviously, Nicky will be wanting that last podium spot for himself. So Tim could be in for a stressful final half to the race here. Let's just have a quick through. Arden has lost out a bit under the pit phase. Bad Dog has been coming through well and might get up into the top 6 now, and possibly he was coming through fairly quick, so he might be looking at chasing down that top 5 positions if he can get past Arden. Things have gone wrong for Asher. Good start, then struggled in the latter part of the first stint of the race, then was a little bit aggressive, unfortunately, with moves that, to be honest, probably slowed her down and didn't help. And then in the pit stop phase, looks like they've lost a bit more time, so not quite sure what's happened there. But Asher, if she can show the pace that she had earlier on in the race, will be looking to chase down these guys ahead. Dove's granddad has had a steady one, and he's got himself in a bit of no man's land, so he's come out fairly well from the pit stop phase, roughly where he was before. It looks like Gaz might have lost out a little bit in the pit stop phase, maybe struggled with coming out. He's on the mediums again by the looks of it, so Gaz will be looking to chase down, try and gain any positions, but it's not going to be too easy for Gaz to do. Crazy Birch not too far off Gaz, so they might have a good battle later on. Then Harrison in a little bit of no man's land, but trying to chase those 2 ahead down. JDP and Hooligan look like they're having a really good battle. And then Pooptown, unfortunately, is off the back on his own, struggling a little bit. So let's go back to the front as Kingy is opening that gap even further. So Kingy's liking this combo this week by the looks of it. He's just cruising away with this one. Even his teammate Baz has got nothing to answer to Kingy. Let's see what happens at turn 1. They said their car's sketchy at turn 1, but neither of them struggled there. And Tim in 3rd place with Nicky all over him. So Nicky has got past Ant now. So Nicky looking to battle with Tim now. But Nicky keeps picking up too many penalties, and he's wiggling his car. So did he go wide at turn 1 again? Yes, he did. So Nicky needs to cut them mistakes out, because he's got the pace on Tim here, because he keeps catching up to the back of him. Well, then he gets a penalty and drops back off and has to catch him all over again. So if Nicky can just stop getting these penalties, then Nicky has a chance at a podium place here. Ant is obviously going to have to pit again, going for the alternate strategy, which I mean, he gained a hell of a lot of places doing it early on, but he's obviously going to lose them all again when he has to pit again. But we'll see how many of them he can gain back to whether it was worth it or not. He probably needs to get back into the top 8 for the strategy to have been worth it, I reckon. Yeah, it is so easy to get one, Ginger, just at this track. There's 3 places notorious for getting them, but you can also get them at other places as well. As Bad Dog gets the move done on Arden there, so Bad Dog up into a 6th place, and that will be 5th when Ant pits. So Bad Dog will be chasing down a top 5 now, and maybe even trying to chase down Nicky and Tim. So I wouldn't rule out Bad Dog from a podium quite yet. Bad Dog's coming through very quickly at the moment. But if he can't pull away from Arden and gets stuck fighting, then that'll obviously slow him down, as Ant does now come back into the pits again. So we'll try and check where Ant comes out later on and see whether it was worthwhile for him. As Gaz and Crazy Birch having a good battle here. Let's see if Crazy Birch can get the move done on the inside. And she does. Baz looks like he's going to go for the cutback, and he does. Does he get the power down soon enough? No. But he has got the run, no. So which way is he going to go? He's just sticking behind for now, seeing if Crazy will give him the inside. And he is going to pull to the inside, but he's not close enough. He's going to have to settle in behind. So let's see where Ant came out in 12th place with a 9-second gap. I think that strategy maybe hasn't worked out for Ant, unfortunately. But he should be able to close the gap. But I think the best he's going to be able to get is possibly 9th. But it's going to be a real ask for him to do that. So let's move back forward as Arden has got back past Bad Dog now then. So Bad Dog is battling with Arden, so that's not going to help with catching up to Nicky and Tim for that final podium spot. But Nicky is all over the back of Tim again now. And is that Baz not too... Nah, that's a lapped car, isn't it, I think? Yeah, that's a lapped car ahead of him. I was going to say, what's happened for Baz for him to drop right back? But I think 1st and 2nd are gone now, so this is the battle for our final podium position. Yeah, Bad Dog between Arden and Asher there, as Nicky goes for the cutback and gets a bit of a slide on the wrong angle. So Nicky just needs to bide his time. Nicky does look like he's got the pace on Tim, but obviously it's not going to be easy to get by. But I think if Nicky can get by and put in a couple of clean laps, he should be able to pull away from Tim, because he has caught Tim quite easily every time he's dropped off him. Yeah, the only cars not allowed were the all-wheel drive, or the 4x4s, whatever you want to call them, Ginger, because of them being a bit OP at the moment. So Nicky looking for the move again now. It looks like Nicky got a good run there, so Nicky is going to be able to go for it into turn 1, and Tim is going to let him have the inside. Tim probably knows he's better on the brakes with that car, but he did sacrifice the inside, and Nicky gets a good exit, even though Tim gets the switch back. We know that car is not the fastest in a straight line, so Nicky will be hoping that he's got the run down into turn 2, but Nicky's car is very good on the brakes. Sorry, Tim's car is very good on the brakes, so Tim does keep that inside. And let's see what Nicky chooses to do now then. Nicky just tucks in behind, goes for the run. This is a good little battle between these two. Said it looks like Nicky's got the pace, but Tim's going to defend for his life. There's only 10 minutes left to go now then. So Tim's not going to give this up easily. Yeah, that was very clean racing from both of them there. Oh, the big glitch moment there. Not quite sure what happened. That probably spooked the hell out of Nicky, because Nicky seemed to slow when you'd get on the power, which means he probably had no idea where Tim's car was then. So that will not have helped, but luckily both of them survive. And Nicky looks to the inside. Is he trying to spook Tim by the looks of it there? But Tim keeps it on the track. Yeah, Tim's really making sure he's not getting a penalty here, but that's giving Nicky the run each time. Let's see, does Tim defend the inside at turn 1 this time? No, he doesn't. He lets Nicky have the inside again, but he's better on the brakes with that car. But Nicky gets a good run again. So surely Tim will defend the inside into turn 2, I imagine. He does seem to have been going onto the inside line for that corner. Yeah, exactly, Ray. The NSX can get by on the straight and go for the move, but the late braking of that McGann just gives it that slight advantage as the side-by-side coming out of turn 2. But Tim is going to have the inside line with the better brakes, it looks like. So this should be Tim keeping hold of this, but let's see what Nicky does. Yeah, Nicky sensibly just cuts back in behind, doesn't try and hold it on the outside there. Doesn't want to risk getting run off the track. As we see Bad Dog back up into 5th. No, and Arden back. So Bad Dog and Arden having a real battle here again. So they've really dropped off these guys battling, and Asher's right back on these two guys. So this is a three-way battle now for the top 5, for the final position of the top 5. So Bad Dog's got 2 teammates to deal with there, as Nicky still is unable to find a way past Tim for this final podium spot. So there, Nicky gets a much better run again onto the main straight. So Nicky's definitely quick, but Nicky chooses to not go to the inside this time. So maybe Nicky is looking for the run out of turn 1. He doesn't want to go for it into turn 1. He looks like he's trying to get a run out of turn 1 so he can go for it into turn 2. But that didn't work that time. So Nicky is now really thinking about where he's going to go for the move. So great tactical driving from Nicky here, but let's see if it pays off for him. He's clearly thinking about where he might be able to get this pass done on Tim. And he's got the run again, but he knows that McGann's better on the brake, so he doesn't try and chuck it up the inside. But Tim gets a bit sideways here, so Nicky's got the run again. But can he get onto the inside of him? He can't. So Tim looks like he might be starting to feel the pressure a bit now. We've got about 7 minutes left to go in this one, and this battle for the podium is still on between these two guys. Sorry if we're staying with these two too much, but this is a great race for the final podium position. So really want to see what happens between these two, as Tim's doing everything he can to defend Nicky off here. Nicky looks like he's got the raw pace on tip, but he just cannot get past. Tim is positioning that car well at the moment. So now he's got to run again, Tim. Will he go for it into turn 1 this time, Nicky? Will he go for it into turn 1? No. So it looks like Nicky wants to set up the move into turn 2 by the looks of it, because he's not going for it into turn 1. And he's got a good exit now. Can he get onto the inside of Tim? Tim is going to have to keep that car to the right-hand side of the track. Yeah, Nicky does get to the right-hand side. No, Tim manages to cut back across. So Tim has managed to defend the inside again. So Nicky's going to go around the outside. He's tried this a couple of times. No, he's going for the cutback. And has he got the run again? This is a battle of 2 different cars. Nicky's getting the run, but that McGann is just so good on the brakes that there's not a lot Nicky can do when it comes to the braking zone. He needs to get onto the inside for one of these corners, and he's done it. But no, because he had to brake so much to keep it to the apex to give Tim space, Tim's managed to keep it round the outside, I thought Nicky had got in there, but again, the late brakes of that McGann have allowed Tim to keep that position. As we drop back and see Asher has managed to get past Arden and... where has Bad Dog gone? What? Bad Dog has something happened to Bad Dog? Bad Dog has now stopped out on track. I wonder if something's happened to Bad Dog there. So Asher and Arden are both through. So not quite sure. We missed what happened there. As Baz is chasing after Crazy Birch here. Haddison is chasing after Gaz. Ant Smasher. So Ant Smasher's tactics working a little bit. I said he probably needs to get back up to 8th to make it worthwhile. And he does have a chance, if he can keep the pace up, of getting on to Gaz and getting that 8th. So maybe Ant's alternate strategy has not been the worst choice of strategy. So let's go back to that front two, as it looks like they're still battling away. Looks like Tim might not quite give Nicky much space on the outside there, but we didn't see it fully. It was just as we were rejoining. So they're still having a bit of a ding-dong battle, these two. As Nicky's looking around the outside again, so Nicky's trying everything he can. He's gone for it in a few different places, and he's tried it inside, outside, cut back, set up. He's tried everything, and he still just can't get past Tim at the moment. So Tim's scared to hit Nicky, so Tim's seeing Nicky lag. Well, that was strange. The only bit of lag we've seen was actually Tim lagging when he was in front of Nicky, but it could be, they both could be struggling with each other, which might explain why whenever either of them are on the inside, they're both being very cautious. So Bad Dog saying he got... if you put a report in for that, Bad Dog, we'll have a look at that, because unfortunately we did catch a bit of aggressive driving from Asher earlier in the race. So obviously if that has happened to you, then you need to report it so we can have a look at that. But Nicky does get by, but he's picked up a penalty. So Tim will just have to cling on to Nicky as he's picked up another hard. So all Tim has to do now is cling on to Nicky and he will get the positions. But Nicky actually just lets Tim back by. I'm surprised by that from Nicky. Maybe he thought he only got the overtake done because of running wide. But Nicky's slowed right down now. Maybe Nicky's just annoyed at himself and has given up on that 3rd place now. I'm not quite sure, because he's really slowed down here. So I'm very surprised from that from Nicky. Yeah, he's really slowed down. So not quite sure what's getting on with Nicky now then. So Tim, with some good defence, should have held that 3rd position. So we could have a 1-2-3 for the Furious 3 here. So that'll go a great way for them trying to win this championship. And we're only in round 2. So let's move back down. We've got Asher and Arden going at each other, but maybe some questions about their driving in this one today, unfortunately. And then Gaz is all over the back of Crazy Birch now then. So let's see what Gaz can do here as they both pick up half a second penalty there. Yeah, Bad Dog, if you just double check the replay tomorrow if you can, or later tonight if you've calmed down, and then let us know tomorrow where the incident happened, and we'll obviously take a look at that, as Gaz does pick up another half a second, so he's He's all over the back of Crazy Birch now, but he's got a half a second extra penalty to what Crazy Birch has. Evening, Jazz, welcome. Not long left to go in this, 30 seconds left before the checkered flag, as Gaz does get past Crazy Birch now then. But obviously, so this is going to be interesting between these two when the penalties serve, so we'll go back and check that out later. So King Gears has got a comfortable lead here over his teammate Baz, who's got an even more comfortable lead over his teammate Tim, who's got a massive lead over Nicky now. Nicky seems to have given up on the third place now. Maybe he's frustrated with himself because he knew he had the pace on Tim. Yeah, Nicky slowed to get the checkered flag there. So we are going to have a team 1, 2, 3 there. So this is weird. So Asher said something. Arden's crossed the line now, so something's going on in the chat. We don't like that, so please try and refrain from doing that, guys, as Gaz does get second with Crazy Birch right behind and gets up to 9th, so that strategy is not the worst, but I think maybe it was the wrong choice, but it has worked out. He got back to a similar position to what he would have been in anyway, so it has worked for him, as Haddison's 10th, Stuff Grandad is 11th. JDP is going to come round in 12th because he's got a comfortable space. Pooktown in 13th, and Hooligan is going to come round in 14th. And unfortunately, Bad Dog, it was going so well, and unfortunately he's quit out the race as Kingy slows down and takes the checkered flag. And Baz comes home in second, and Tim is going to round off the 1, 2, 3 for the Furious 3. The Furious 1, 2, 3, as they should be called now. So, great defence from Tim from what we saw. I am surprised Nicky didn't get by, but maybe both of them were experiencing lag, because Nicky had the pace, but Tim just kept positioning the car and using the strengths of that Megane on the brakes, and it worked for him, and he held off Nicky. So Tim is probably my driver of the day in this one. So well done to Tim in that, with a fantastic third place, bringing it a 1, 2, 3 for his team. So some superb driving in that one. There was a little bit of questionable driving early on in that race and then later on by the sounds of it, but there was also some fantastic battles going on. Gaz, great to get back up to a P7 there. Crazy give him a really good battle for that, so well done to them too. Ant was the only one that went for the alternate strategy, and he made it work for a 9th place. So some great driving all round there. Yeah, no worries, little Nicky. Yeah, as I said, Nicky, have a look at it tomorrow and let us know of any of the incidents, because we know that maybe there was a few in that one. Yeah, Jazz saying Nicky had lag with Tim. That's what we thought. Tim did lag at one point, but I wonder if both were struggling, because Tim was saying he was having lag, so there was clearly an issue between the two of them in terms of lag, which might explain why whenever one of them was on the inside, they were maybe a bit extra cautious with each other, which made for a more exciting battle for us to watch. But if they were experiencing lag each, then obviously they both did really well to give each other as much space as they did every time. Yeah, well done there, Tim. Yeah, I think Nicky just was frustrated that he probably thought he had the pace to get by you, but you defended it so well. And I think then he just decided, when he picked up that final penalty behind you, to just accept the 4th place, I think, because it looked like he just cruised a bit then and just dropped back slowly. So I think that's all it was, Tim. And then I think because he had a big gap behind him, he just wanted to take the checkered flag. Yeah, no, I'm not saying it was Tim Jack. What I'm saying is obviously both of them, from each of their ends, I think they were both seeing lag for each other, which obviously makes it very difficult for both of them to know where the other one is. So thanks for tuning in, guys. If it sounds like there was a few issues, so please wait till you've cooled down, check the replay once you've cooled down, and then put in your report tomorrow, and we will have a look at those incidents. But please make sure you do check the replay first, so that you know exactly what's happened and know whether it was as bad as you thought it was on track. But I'm going to end it there, so thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one.